Hey, what's going on? Facebook again. Coach Mark here, creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough for moms and dads over 40, helping them lose weight without long workouts and impossible diets. Now, speaking of dieting, and maybe you're struggling right now, maybe you're thinking to yourself, I need to go on a diet because all this quarantine action is causing me to eat and eat and eat and eat and snack and snack and snack and snack and snack and snack some more and watch some more Netflix and snack some more and get stressed out and snack some more. So I want to share with you really the number one strategy for preventing yourself from the mindless snacking. It truly is probably the most crucial thing you could do right now if you're trying to diet, trying to keep the weight off. Maybe you were, thinking about getting started on a weight loss program now, and now you're just thinking of keeping the weight from adding on. It's like the holidays. If we put on a few pounds in a few days in the holidays, now like a month or two in quarantine, I know a lot of people are like freaking out right now about where their weight's going to be and where their body's going to be, and summer's around the corner and we will be able to get to the beach at some point. But let me just share with you really probably what I feel is the number one thing that you can do, the number one strategy you can do to prevent yourself from the mindless snacking. And that will help you with regardless of whatever diet you're on, or maybe you're not on a diet right now. And if you need help with that, of course, you can reach out to me because that's what I've been doing. And I've been doing it for a long time, and I can probably help you if you're struggling with dieting. But I'm going to give you a free tip today, the number one thing. And it may sound like, oh, well, that's not rocket science. I know that. Well, you got to do it. You actually have to apply what I say in order for it to work. And here's what it is. The number one strategy you can do, truly, like, this is so basic, yet I think people fall off the wagon, especially when they get stressed out, we get worked up, we're home maybe, our schedules are all over the place. And the mindless snacking goes, and we're just eating, we eat dinner and then and I fall into that sometimes as well. But here's the thing. The best way you can do to prevent yourself from mindless snacking is, come on, drum roll, please. It's not to bring the freaking snacks home from the grocery store. That's it. Don't bring the snacks. Now, hey, no, I need some snack food. Yes. Well, you can put healthy snacks at home. Oh, no, my kids. Here's the thing now I love, because I remember, and I've heard it many, many times, and my kids go to school and they need snacks in their lunch. Well, what's preventing you from giving them healthy snacks in their lunch? Sooner or later, if there's nothing other than healthy snacks, trust me, if you have teenagers, especially teenage boys, they're going to eat whatever's freaking home. So if you only have healthy snacks, even if they're driving and go out to the gas station and get themselves an unhealthy snack, it's a little too far away. Plus, we're under quarantine. So if you only got healthy snacks at home, chances are you're only going to be snacking on healthy foods, right? Does that make sense? Super easy, yet super critical right now. We struggle sometimes, don't get me wrong. So there's no perfection here. And it's kind of funny because one of the things that I think can help you from bringing home the unhealthy, all those snacks that like the chips and the candies and the cookies and the cakes. And when he was like, I get in trouble with the snacks. Well, no, you get in trouble with bringing the snacks home that then you have access to. If you limit the access that you have to those types of snacks, the extra carbs and the crackers and the cookies and the cakes and all the other things. Okay, chocolate, we'll leave that out. Okay, let's leave out chocolate because that's something that's near and dear to my heart, chocolate. So we'll put that. But here's what you could do when it comes to chocolate. Have a little bit of dark chocolate home. Don't, bring yourself loads and loads of candies. I can tell you right here, I'm going to be the first to admit, you bring me home one of those big bags, and I know my wife doesn't. I tell Nicole, I'm like, are you just trying to sabotage me? Are you trying to not let me get in too good a shape? Are you bringing me down? And I don't blame her. And she knows, but she'll bring home. And I go to the grocery store, and I'll do it too. But don't get me wrong. If you bring home a bag of those peanut M&Ms, forget it. It's not like I can just dip in and just take like 4 or 5, which is probably a serving, right? Whatever it is, depending on the size of the peanut M&Ms. And now they have like mega giant, they have like peanut M&Ms are like this big. Well, don't get me wrong. You bring those home and I'm going to I'm going to trash an entire bag of those in a sitting. I can do it. So one of the ways you can prevent yourself from avoiding those mindless snacking is, and of course, if you're trying to diet or you're trying to keep weight off, and I'm going to just curse here, and I don't often, don't bring that shit home, okay? Don't bring it home. Excuse the language, pardon the French. Don't bring the crap, and it really is S-H-I-T. Don't bring that S-H-I-T home in your house. And you know the coolest thing is when we don't have those kind of snacks, and we don't have them often sometimes. And hey, don't get me wrong, we're not like all organic and it's, it's either black and white. You either go all natural, grow it in your backyard. I grew up on a farm. We had the best of best. We had organic foods and stuff. I get all that stuff. But I'll tell you what, I learned because I would go over my friend's house who had Lucky Charms and Cocoa Puffs, but it wasn't on a regular basis. In fact, it was effort for me. I had to go to a friend's house and do that just as it would be for your kids. They're for the most part, unless they're going grocery shopping for you, you're the one that's paying the bills. You're the one that's bringing the food home. You're the one that's bringing the snacks home. So here's the thing. You want to avoid mindless snacking at home? Do yourself a favor and stop mindless shopping. That's it. Stop your mindless shopping. That's all you have to do. So how do you stop your mindless shopping? So I want to give you 2 or 3 things, maybe 4 things really, really quick. The big thing, when you go shopping, to avoid the mindless shopping that'll turn into mindless snacking, that'll turn into mindless excess weight that you don't want, and maybe you can't afford to put on your body right now. You're maybe trying to get 20 pounds off, and right now you're thinking to yourself, dang, I don't want to put another 20 pounds on. I get it. Trust me, I get it. There's a different mode. You're not even maybe worried about taking those 20 pounds off. You're more concerned about putting another 20 pounds on. So with the mindless snacking, before you go to the grocery store and before you do that mindless shopping, be mindful and don't go to the grocery store hungry. Just don't go when you're hungry. I know I can't go really anywhere when I'm hungry because that turns into, I want to get the thumbs up if you're feeling me on this. Does your hunger, when you get a little too hungry, turn into hangry? Do you become my wife, if she's watching this right now, she's like, oh yeah, you're preaching to the choir. If that's not her, that's me. I'm about one of the most hangry individuals you could ever meet. When I'm hangry, you do not want to be in my world. You really don't. I'm a pretty nice person. It takes a lot to get me upset. But I'll tell you what, if I go hangry, if I go an hour or two and I know I haven't eaten, I get too busy, I get angry, and then I start getting mad and start taking out on my family and start yelling, and I'm bad. So that's number one. Next thing is, so don't go to the grocery store hangry, because you don't want to, you don't want to yell and then you get angry. You're like, oh, I'm gonna feel better about myself by putting 3 gallons of ice cream in there. They happen to be buy one get 2 free, half gallons of ice cream, and then there's a downward spiral. So that's the first thing. Don't go to the grocery store hungry or hangry. Number 2 is to make a freaking list. All you got to do, which I got a list right here, make a list, write it down, get a little note card. Milk, eggs, no S-H-I-T, no bags of M&Ms, no Hostess cupcakes, no giant bags of Twizzlers. Do you feel me? Twizzlers? Come on. Twizzlers used to have one of those little bags, and it's oh, you could have and you almost even thought you were bad when you'd have the whole bag of them, and that at that time the bag was just a little single serving bag, and now they have giant size bags and giant size Twizzlers, and the same with everything else. You remember Reese's, perfect example. Reese's, you can go, and I know now, I even saw, and I'll admit, we brought some home. My wife did, I didn't, and I ate some. The Reese's now make the thin ones. Well, here's the stupid thing of that. I want 6 of those thin Reese's peanut butter cups individually packaged. Oh, I'm not going to be bad because I'm just going to have one. It hasn't happened yet. But they have now giant size. They have literally Reese's peanut butter cups. That's 6 packages of Reese's all melted down into one Reese's cup. So again, well, what happens? You buy those because it's not on the list. So don't put it on the list, and then you won't bring it home, and you won't do the mindless shopping, you won't do the mindless snacking, and then you won't put on the mindless weight, right? Does that make sense? And then the other thing is, besides sticking to the list, is, and this is maybe an old school one, I'm going to throw this last one out there, is when you go in shopping, stick around the perimeter. Just coast around the perimeter. And if you have your list, And you know M&Ms aren't on the perimeter. The M&Ms, you got to go down the aisle. You know the buy one, get one free Cocoa Puffs are down the aisle. They're not around the perimeter. You're like, oh, well, the cheese and the dairy, you know what? I'm honestly fine. And oh wait, the bread is around the outside now. I know, well, on some stores they are, some stores they are. But you know what? I'm not even talking about. I'm just talking about all the packaged manufactured stuff that's typically down some of those aisles. You know, all the non-perishables, things, you know, that can sit in your cupboard pretty much. If coronavirus lasted for the next year, it would still be fresh as the day you opened the box and left the bag open. They'd still taste the same. So those are some things just to be careful on. So yeah, back to last. The number one dieting strategy, hands down, to prevent yourself from mindless snacking is to not bring that shit home with you from the store. That's it. Excuse the language again, apologize. I'm gonna have to put a little profanity in there, but I'll tell you what, that's truly it. And I guess I'm really preaching to myself because I'm in my car getting ready to go to the store and I'm thinking to myself, I got my list. What am I gonna buy that's not on the list? And I'm like trying to train my mind. And I'm the coach. So you know if I struggle with it sometimes, if you're trying to lose weight and struggling with it, it's hard. So one of the things I can tell you in that, a solution for that is to have a real coach by your side that's going to say, hey, the best way to lose weight isn't to starve yourself, isn't to do endless and why is my program about long workouts and not long without long workouts and impossible diets is because nobody's got time for long workouts. We can't even get to the gym now, so you really almost can't do those. And I don't think anybody's going to do a long workout at home. And impossible diets don't work. You starving yourself and saying, hey, 500 calories a day. Hey, I'm never going to eat a carbohydrate in my entire life again. That's not sustainable. I hear people all the time messaging me and they're talking. I say, hey, how's it going, nutrition? Oh, I started intermittent fasting. Don't get me wrong. That's a method, but that's not a solution. Keto is a method. Keto is not a long-term solution. In fact, it's really interesting because about a year ago, there was like a big keto surge of people around New Year's last year. And I know there might be one or two that'll bash me for this, and I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. Is that they'll say, hey, keto, you know, keto is it helped me forever and ever. Yeah, but here's the thing. Unless you want to give up certain foods forever and ever and ever, like, go for it. But it isn't a solution, at least for the average person. And hey, I don't want to be average, but I also want to live my life and enjoy a Reese's every once in a while, not for mindless snacking. But again, that's part of life. If you're a parent and you got kids and teenagers and you want to go out and enjoy some food or a glass of wine and do that, you should be able to do that. It's just when you start going down the direction that turns into the mindless eating and the mindless snacking, that's where you got to be careful. And right now, I know there's a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of mindless snacking. And the best way, number one way to prevent yourself from doing that is to don't do any mindless shopping. Keep that crap that you know you shouldn't have at home at the grocery store. Let those shelves be stored up. Maybe the toilet paper, again, is hard to come by. Let the bags of M&Ms and let all the Cheetos and the Doritos and the Hostess cakes and the cookies and all that stuff, let that stay on the shelves, right? Just let it stay there. That's it. That's all I got. No more mindless snacking, no more mindless shopping. Coach Mark here. If you want more information on what I do, I'm an online coach. For the past 25 years, I've been helping people lose weight and get in better shape right now, mainly with moms and dads. I work mainly with people over 40, and in that, without long workouts, without impossible diets. Here's the time. This could be the absolute number one. This could be the light switch that you need right now because you know what? I never have time. It's never the right time. You know, I'm going to wait. I've had so many people talk to me like, Mark, it's just not the right time. You know, I don't have enough money I get all those things. And even now might be a struggle. But one of the things I can tell you, the most valuable thing you can do for yourself right now is to take really, really good care of your health. Even if it requires you investing in a coach like me, to help get you on the right path. The last thing you want to do is be on the wrong path or like struggling and trying to figure it all out right now when you know you could get on the right path and be in the right direction, have the right plan, have the right accountability and have structure and know exactly what you need to do for workouts, exactly what you need to eat, exactly the kind of snacks you don't need to come home. That's the difference. That will save you a whole lot of time. It will save you so much more money than the cost of it is to come into my coaching program. But again, that's up for you to decide. That's it for me for now. Take care. God bless. I got to get to the grocery store. I got to just make sure those M&Ms aren't on my list. Take care and have a beautiful day. We'll see you.